Well, hello, this is the Italian Demon. Welcome to a new stream. We're gonna run through D1 like the old days. Just made another hunter for like the 500th time. And we're gonna do it from the beginning to the end. Stay tuned.
We're heading back to that high breeding ground. The Vanguard say they're spilling onto the surface now, keeping the Fallen busy.
Like this one. Oh my god. You're taken? Already here? Really? I know, right? It's been a long time since we've seen almost any of these enemies, dude. You say get stuck in the helicopter? Wait, there's a helicopter? Haha. Hey! We do not scream that on the stream. Oh god, falling through the earth. Still, no one knows what this light is, but hey. Guys, I am here at a faster rate. I see clouds through the earth. Oh, da, 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 da. Yes, just run through them because that does something.
Guardian down.
Taking him down, yeah, he's already practically dead. What the hell, Lieutenant? Yeah, I know, you can go into this if you slide. But then you're stuck in it forever. That's why I don't want to.
Guardian down.
Nah, I couldn't revive you anyway. You were in an area that I couldn't get to you at. Hi. Oh, fallen, got it, fallen. Pretty sure they all disappear when this area thing comes up, but I can try. Found fallen.
This one still holds the codes.
Hello.
Let's find the array.
Welcome to the stream. Any questions, comments, and concerns?
You on Xbox One or PS4?
Let me know. Oh god, that robot does not speak too well. Hold up. 2 seconds. There we are. You on Xbox One or PS4? I am on PS4. You play Xbox, I'm guessing?
Guardian down.
He went this way.
Approaching the control station. This is it.
Wow. Oh, okay. Yes, he joined the stream to ask if I was on Xbox or PlayStation. Found out I'm not on Xbox, he left. I know, dude. You want Xbox One or PS4? I said PS4. He's like, never mind, goodbye. Okay. Apparently PS4 isn't good enough. How is that you're welcome? Why is that you're welcome?
Okay, negotiating crypto systems. Sure,
I'll
resistance
kill you
security
if you
labs
do that
verified.
again.
It's working. Outside, the array. It's opening.
Hi guys. Let's go.
Amazing, it's activating.
Let's go, guys. Join me.
Tomb ships. Cutting through.
Drop in them hive, just like the one. Oh wait, hold up. Is this area still a thing? It has, yes, it's still a thing! Might require... Yeah! Okay. It's a great area that you can hit everything from and nothing really attacks you. Except for the ships. It's like a good sniper point, pretty much. Oh, you tried to go to the sniper point? At the, what is it? The Vandals usually shoot you from? The enemies still attack, but they have to aim like straight up, or they won't attack you because they're too far and they don't care. Ah shit, there's a root barrier. I didn't know. Yep. No, it doesn't. You can stand on top of the ships without dying. You can see that. Shut up! Really? He died right as I activated this?
I think we're clear. You need to see this.
Whoa.
This array is controlled by the last warline.
My game got about 3 times louder.
Defense constructs all across the system.
Like, I activated the stream and I just realized my game got about 3 times louder than it normally is. But it's because I'm on 720p high. Not low or standard or anything. Because I want people to have good viewing quality. I couldn't put 60 FPS though because my PlayStation won't run at 60 FPS. My game will pause at times. Is it better than my current weapon? I'm okay with it then. Okay, I'm gonna do that back because I'd like to see most of it. Okay. I know, right? You're 57? Ha ha.
We gave up the moon to keep the hive away from Earth. We hope that would
How'd
be
we go
enough.
from all being the same, with the same, like, distance from to the next level, to all being completely different?
I used to look up here at night and wonder what the Hive were doing. But the only
I mean, my ship matches the moon and Saturn and every other place because it's the
A Guardian came here
fucking
searching for a
Oryx
way
ship.
into the Hive fortress, but he just disappeared. Let's pick up his trail. His last known coordinates are up ahead.
Guardian will show you the way.
The Guardian's last report said he captured this old accelerator from an unknown fallen house.
The edge doesn't kill you until further down, so you can always come back up if you start falling. No! Damn it.
Some of this
My
equipment
character
shows
stopped
recent
running,
activity.
and I don't know why,
Had to
so
be the
Louis
Guardian's
passed me.
ghost.
Damn it! He got his ghost in before mine, too. Am I still the only one with a spare, or with a
He
shader?
was looking for the remains of an old colony base. Not too far. Maybe he's still there.
Powers? No, it's called Valentine shader and the Rose Bright shader. Both of them don't require a level. The only two shaders in the game that don't require levels. Because... there's codes to get other shaders, and I've already put those in a long time ago. And guess what? Those two shaders, the Oracle 99 and the Double Banshee, which are the two codes, or the two coded shaders. They both require level 44, or they both require level 20 to become and use. Wear and tear. Where are you going, amigo? Hey. Don't judge the warlocks. Or as my friend now call them, the Horlocks. Because I am a whore with it. I just crap on all the people around me with Horlocks. And they don't like it. So they dub me the Horlock. It's just a rocket and then pistol to the face.
You can grab your Sparrow now. We're late. The colony base he was looking for should be on the other side of the ridge.
Pikes! 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 Get back here! I want a pike! Give me a pike. Yeah, but I can kill this guy and get a free pike. Pike!
Guardian
Yeah! I just shotgunned him off the pike and the pike I just stole took no damage. Because the guy drove point blank next to me. Hey! I'm fighting a pike, but I'm not fighting over pikes, no. It's alive! Dude, I miss Dinklebot. Dinklebot made this game amazing. Find the Guardian. Wingardium Leviosa. Make
ground here is
destiny
hollowed out for
great
miles.
again.
Who knows what's happening under your feet?
No! I was gonna bring in a pike! Yeah, but now we're gonna load in over here. Okay.
We've woken the hive.
We've woken the hive. How? Did that just go through everybody and deal no
I'm
damage?
picking up the dying light of a ghost. Inside.
How? Killed her. Nah. Look at the
Ghost is
size
dead,
difference
but I can
in.
still read some of
Look
its
at the
memories.
size difference in this.
The hive are raising an army here, preparing to invade Earth.
Ghosts. Look at that.
We need to stop
Look
them.
at the size difference. Thing's huge. It looks normal size from out here. But like, you zoom in and you actually move up and it's huge! Your ghost isn't even the size of one corner. Like, dude, we got ripped off. Huh, that's what she said. Giggity. Wingardium Leviosa. Listen. $57, but I haven't put on my new gear yet. It's not cold. It's 59 is my new level, by the way. 59. It's not approvable. I need to get better gear. Sounds like it. Looks like it. Okay. Okay, I'm still making a stream. Could you please not say that?
What? Oh, really? I wish.
Hello.
Yeah, you wish. Wish you could keep this.
Okay.
Ride it. They're all saying this song. Yeah. Let's do it. Ride it. Yeah, everybody just fucking some one part of it. This is Lewis. Yo, Lewis, what's up, bro?
What's up?
Yeah.
It's down.
Who?
I've got exactly what you want.
The sky is up, the world is down. Don't you know that's how it goes?
Way better than it looks. You watch yourself.
Who the fuck am I talking to now? Oh my god, all the people want to talk.
Need some new gear? Give me a report.
Say my name, say my name. Oh no! What did you do? Dizzle.
Of course you would.
I told you.
Every
now.
fucking time.
They're not ready. Okay.
Dizzle, I'm higher than you. 60 some. Ha. I'm 62. Guns, look at our ghost and you'll see why.
I don't care if the city's immortal. It'll fall in line.
We have a level 0 ghost that has 400 light. Well, Dizzle's is 386, mine is 400.
Jump like a bitch.
Not see something good.
Get off my cigarettes. Check the side.
There is still much to
I'm not
do
talking to bitch face right here. It's there, dude. What's it? Where? I'm tired to read. Yeah, that's it. Where the hell did it go?
What
That's
is,
my phone.
what is this?
Yours is over there somewhere. Here. Oh
Surrounded by idiots.
So that's soda. It's not soda, motherfucker. Soda is not pops.
Because this is what
Yeah, it's
happens
called pop.
apparently.
It's not soda. No, it's not, nigga. Soda's baking soda, nigga. Get it right.
How's that feel? It's so long.
Dizzle just
tell that
out of
nigga
nowhere.
soda. Nobody calls that shit soda.
Dizzle.
Not up here.
Listen,
What's that?
night mission, huh?
What?
We call fucking pops, nigga. Nigga, I call them suckers, bitch. Fuck out of here with y'all gay ass fucking Puerto Rican ass boy. With y'all.
Nah, the only thing I ever call a sucker is a person. They'd be like, haha, sucker! Suck my dick! That's the only sucker I know.
I don't want that right now. You need him to get high off that.
Right?
When I become level 10, or when I become level 10, I can use my, what is it? My Husk of the Pit. Ah! All of ye is ready. By the way, Dizzle, there's no way you'll ever catch up to my level. Fuck! Aye, aye, Captain. SpongeBob Dick Pants. Ew! Ew! Dizzle! 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 Louie! Dizzle! Louie! Look! Look up! Look up! Louis! Louis! Look up. Hi. Let's go. Hero, hero. Don't you know? Don't you know? Do 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 do. Okay. Ugh. Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna have to go through all the raids and stuff again just to reach level 40. Ah! Dizzle, don't need that on my stream. Could you just... like, I don't need that on the stream. Not on YouTube. Louis, I don't need you yelling at your family on my stream. You're good. Yeah, you're good. Let's toast your second account. What? What, Dizzle? Oh my god, stop slapping your leg. Ah! Ah! Stay far! Yes! Please! Look at that. Level 7, and yet I got that. It's a wonderful day when you're level 7 and you have that. And yet still have that. Dizzle! I'm gonna need you to stop.
The fallen.
You better stop.
Unless we strike them down. Beneath the
I know!
in the shadow of an old
I know you!
located the House of Devil's Lair and the High Servitor, feeding them their strength.
Dude, this is about just as bad as when Zeus just started blabbering on about the prawn in the middle of my Uno stream. What? No, people do that. People cuss on stream all the time. What you mean? I just don't need you screaming it off the top of your lungs. You can rage quit in a stream, yeah. No racial slurring, though.
Fallen and Hive. Let's hope we can avoid the crossfire.
Attention all current stream watchers and future ones on YouTube. Just, if you're watching this now, or if you're watching this multiple years or days from now, after it's already done, we're just sorry. Happy whatever. You're so stupid. I'd like to wish you a happy everything. Happy funeral. Listen, it can be if you want it to. Nah, dude. Nah, see, what you do is you go to someone's funeral and you play You're Welcome from Moana. You're welcome from the sky, the sun, the stars. I want Moana at my funeral. I want to see fucking Al Capone at my funeral. If he's not there, my funeral ain't right.
Here is seated.
Al Capone has to be at my funeral.
Pretty complex. I'll need time.
Have you heard the song Booty by Black Youngsta? Dude, the entire song, he's just saying, I want to see you twerk that. I want to see you twerk that booty. I want to see you twerk that. Like, dude, after this stream, I want you to play it. It's hilarious. The song Booty from Black Youngsta. Hell yeah, man. Messed up, but hilarious, because it's just talking about seeing that booty, watching it twerk. Let me see that. Let me see you twerk that booty. Let me see it drop, drop, drop. He just goes, and it's hilarious. It's a good song, though, Booty.
Guardian down.
His 5-year-old brother watching fucking... I don't need that as another topic. Dizzle, to your right. That topic popped up in my Uno stream. And I do not want to get demonetized because people just decide to talk about the hub in every one of my streams. Dizzle! Like, if you want to watch one or both of my 2-hour-long Uno streams, Zeus was there,
It's like the
just
entire system
blabbering on about it.
I'll work faster.
2 1-hour-long streams, yes, of Uno. It was at night, and we played for 2 hours straight of just multiple games. Dude, our games were long as hell. We played like 3 or 4 games. That was it. They were really long games. That's not good. Yeah, it makes no sense. Boop. Boop.
I'm close, but just so you know, there's more Fallen and Hive on the way.
Just confuse the hell out of your teacher. Dude, you guys want to hear a beautiful story? While on stream. Hello, welcome to the stream. Any questions, comments, and concerns, let me know. So here's a beautiful story about back when I was in high school, right? So, you know how in school in general, right? Not even just high school. There's always that rule. There's always that rule.
Guardian down.
No. But you know how back in school, no matter what the grade, they always had that one rule: no hats or hoodies inside the building, right? Okay, so here's the thing. I was known for always wearing beanies. All throughout my entire school life. I've worn beanies from like 3rd grade all the way up till the day I graduated. I was never seen without a beanie on my head in school, right? I was known for that shit. Okay, so, because even on my senior photos, because you know how like, when you graduate and all that, they show your baby picture and then your picture now as you're graduating. Okay, so they did that, and in both my baby photo and my senior photo, the comparison between the two, I was wearing a beanie in both of them. Like I said, I was known for beanies. Literally, all my friends and everybody else in the school just turned to me and started laughing. They're like, "Dude, you never not wearing a hat, are you?" I'm like, "No, I'm always wearing a beanie." So. No, I always wore one until the third week before graduation, right? The 3rd week before my senior graduation, when I was about to leave school forever and be done with it. I was walking out of lunch, going to my 6th period class out in portables. I had one foot in the building, the rest of my body was outside the building. Okay, I left lunch, still wearing a beanie. Okay, well, our administrator, one of our administrators in our giant 3-story building with cops around every corner because of how large it is, one of our administrators that no one ever liked, he was very much a dick, we'll call him Joe. Joe... No, we'll call Richard the other guy. There's another guy in the story. Okay, so Joe here called me in. He's like, "Hey, you, take off your hat." He screams it off the top of his lungs with the cop standing right next to him. But this cop was, you know, there to make sure all the school's rules were being followed as well. So he wasn't like messed up about it. The cop was completely okay with it. So yes, here's the thing. My teachers have never cared. No one in the entire school has ever cared. I've walked past the principal. She didn't care. The vice principal. He's Mr. Richie. We're calling him Richie because he'll pop up later on in the story. Vice Principal Richie and the actual principal themselves. I've walked past them throughout the entire year of all 4 grades, and none of them have said anything about me wearing a beanie. I'd walk past him. I'd walk past Mr. Richie. Mr. Richie. I'd walk past him, he'd be like, how's your day? I'd be like, my day's great. How about you, Mr. Richie, right? And we'd just chat. Me and Mr. Richie, we were chill. Everyone in school loved Mr. Richie. So...
Barrier is down. We can move now.
Thank you. So... Joe saw me with my beanie as I'm going out to the portable, talking with friends, right? And he screams, "Take off the hat." I turn around, because I thought he was yelling at someone, and I wanted to see what was happening, right? I was a curious individual. So I turn around, I see nobody's wearing a hat. So then I point at me, and obviously he just nods. He's like, "Yeah, you." Through the window, right? Because I'm already halfway out the building, like I said. And I'm like, okay, but I never took off the hat. I never took off my beanie because it wasn't a hat. I'm like, okay, it's a beanie. It's a hat. It's not a hat. It's a beanie. It's a piece of cloth. That's it. So I walk up to him and stand right in front of him and the cop.
Just on the other
and we have a chat. He's like, "What did I?" He's like, "What do you
You
think you're
on
doing?"
Xbox
I'm like,
One or PS4?
he's like, "What do you think you're doing?" Right? Hold up. You on Xbox One or PS4? Flambeau, you know that question. That is PS4, my G. So, like, Joe's like, what do you think you're doing, right? And me being a very literal person, I was like, well, I'm talking to you,
Never
sir.
mind.
Right? I'm talking to you. You asked me to come over here. I'm talking. What else do you need? What? What's wrong? Right? I thought I was in the clear. Okay. But then he got very pissed at that. He was very pissed that I was being very literal with this dude. Joe didn't like that. So, Senior Joe decided, you know what? Go to my room. So, he yelled at me, said, you know where my room is? I'm like, yeah. I passed it every day going into school. He's like, okay, go to my room. Sit outside. I'm going to talk to you later. I'm okay. So I sit outside his room. As I'm sitting outside his room, chillaxing on a chair, still with my beanie on, because he never actually said to take it off in the cafeteria, in front of the... Yeah, right? He never said anything. He just got really pissed because I was getting very literal with him inside the cafeteria. He's like, you know what you just did? I was like, well, I'm talking to you, sir. What else am I doing? Right? I know. So, Joe really didn't like me. So...
Guardian down.
Oh my god, you're both dead. So, I went and sat and chilled in front of Mr. Joe's room. And while sitting in front of Joe's room, I was chillaxing. Just as slouched as you could ever be. Sitting in a chair with a beanie on my head. Okay. He walks by about 5 minutes after yelling at me to go sit in front of his, room. And he gets a little pissy. Then he screams very loudly at the top of his lungs in the middle of the entire school while there's still kids walking by, and all the kids now look at me, right? They're like, oh, this kid's getting in trouble. And I mean, I knew about half the school, if not more. And so they all knew who I was. And they're like, oh, what's happening now, right? And so this dude made me take off my beanie because he screams, take off the hat now, what did I tell you, right? So Mr. Pissy Pants really didn't like it. So I ended up taking off the beanie, sitting in front of his room for the first time ever since like 3rd grade, like I said. And so that happened. So then after that happens, right? Wow, you suck at this. So it's a very long story, but it's a good story. So he ended up bringing in Mr. Ricky, right? Ricky's amazing. Like I said earlier, Ricky was an amazing vice principal. Love the guy. So... oh, punch him? He's dead. So... he calls in Ricky to yell at me, because Ricky was right next to him. And... by calling in Ricky, he thought Ricky was gonna help him get me expelled. Because that was his major goal throughout the entire expenditure. Was get me expelled for wearing a beanie. So, as that happened, I happened to be doing my own separate thing and just chillaxing. But, so this guy was really mad at me. So, when he called Ricky, and Ricky's now just listening to the conversation, trying to figure out what's up. Aww, learned it last second. It was a day, to be exact, because you guys, 1, told us to, and 2, I had nothing else to do better with my life at that time. I don't even listen to anything that your teachers say, and I still pass all their classes. I don't see the problem, right? Well, he got really mad at that part. So then he got really mad at the part that I had just stated that I don't listen to any of the teachers in the school.
You know what my lighter is?
And
You get it. My cigarettes are gonna kill me one day, but you know what? You'll be happy.
And he's like, so you read the school's rules and you still decide to break them. I'm like, well, sir, I'm not breaking any of the school's rules, because you see, the school's rules state I cannot wear a hat or a hood that obscures my face and or can hide a weapon or object. Well, I'm wearing a beanie, which is neither a hat nor a hood. It is a piece of cloth that lightly sits on your head, 1. 2, the way I wore my beanie, which was halfway up my head.
I'm gonna be going outside.
The way I shut up, whoever you are. The way I wore my beanie, I wore it halfway up my head.
Be shut up. How about I know what you? I'm just talking, bro.
Listen. Okay, I've got to mute that guy. So as I was saying, after muting that dude who just wouldn't shut up, so he got a little pissy at that. I'm like, see, it's not a hat, nor is it a hood. I wear it halfway up my head so it doesn't obscure my face from any of the school's cameras. It's a piece of cloth that sits on my head, so it's either a hat or a hood. I'm good there. It doesn't obscure my face. It's not a hat, nor is it a hood. That's 2 rules down. 3rd rule. Can't hold a weapon or object. First of all, it's a beanie that's worn halfway up my head. I've tried to put my phone in that thing while listening to music to make it easier and not have to shove it in my pockets. My phone is apparently too heavy. It's not like I can hold a knife or a gun in that, because it would again pull it down. Those things are heavier than my phone. My phone is a very light. My phone was a very light phone. What? No, we had no metal detectors. We just had people that were very hopeful. They had a lot of hope that we wouldn't do shit. You know how many times we had a bomb threat at our school? Because kids just got pissy with their teachers. Like, our school was the most bougie ass shit you could have ever seen. So like, here's the thing, right? Who? Oh, I muted them, that's why. But so he got really mad that I was getting very serious with him. I was like, dude, see, it's not breaking any of the school's rules. I'm not obscuring my face, I'm not wearing a hat, nor am I wearing a hood. And nice. And like, it doesn't hold anything. So I don't see what the problem is, sir. I'm not doing anything wrong, right? I'm a very literal person, and I'm literally not breaking any of the rules. You brought me in here for no reason, right? So then he got really pissy that I just said I'm a very literal person and I'm not breaking any of the school's rules after I'm wearing a beanie. I mean, even my teachers knew I wasn't breaking any of the school's rules, too. Like, I'd walk into a class, my teachers wouldn't say anything when I'm wearing a beanie. If someone walked in behind me wearing a hat, my teachers would say, take off the hat, right? But they wouldn't say that shit to me. Nuh-uh, my shit was fucking good. So
Shut up, single Jesus.
So, like, yeah, I'm telling a story to both these people and my stream on YouTube. It's beautiful. So, I know, right? It's a joke, though. We're good. I know Prod. He's a good guy.
Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
So, then he got very mad and a little serious because I said I'm a literal guy, right? I'm like, well, you see, I'm a literal guy, and I'm not breaking any school's rules. He's like, okay, well, how about this? Since you're so literal, how about I literally expel you for literally not listening and breaking the school's rules? I'm like, sir, I've been listening, and I haven't broken a school's rule. I've read the rules, and I followed every one of them to the T. I just found a loophole. How is that breaking it? You know? He was not happy with me. he was not happy. Well, after that, Mr. Ricky, God bless Mr. God bless Mr. Ricky's soul. Mr. Ricky was the best. Mr. Ricky decided, you know what? Hey, he doesn't deserve expulsion, so how about instead you bump it down to, I don't know, 2 days expulsion at most. He doesn't, because that doesn't deserve expulsion just for a hat, and because even Mr. Ricky knew it wasn't a hat, but he had to dumb it down to, you know, John's, whatever, Joe, whatever I named him. I can't even remember. I knew it started with a J. I don't even care. Joe, okay. He named, because I stopped saying Joe for a while, I just forgot. So, he dumbed down to Mr. Joe's level, and he's like, you know what? Like, it's just a hat. He said he's sorry. And, like, I don't think it deserves expulsion. Right? This is the first time. Even though I did just say earlier on that I've worn it since 3rd grade and up, and I haven't taken it off once until now, right? Exactly. This dude was very pissy.
I thought you level 7.
He wasn't a teacher though, he was an administrator. But the vice principal, Mr. Ricky, or Richie, was the best, right? So Mr. Richie was just got me down to 2 days ISS, and those were the 2 best days ISS I've ever had, first of all, because I walked into ISS, and I just walked in and started reading, I just started reading books that I brought from home, whether it be manga or whatever fucking book I decided, because I didn't want to read their boring stuff they had at school. So, I brought manga. And I read manga in ISS, right? Because I'm an anime nerd. So...
who wants to do the fucking Nightfall?
We can do that on higher character, me and Dizzle and you, but we're helping Louis level. So we're on low level characters. So...
I haven't played this in such a long time, you guys should play.
But, like, here's the thing. So I went to ISS, and the ISS lady was like, so you don't have any work to do? I'm like, did you get any? Because you know how when you're INS, right, the teachers send you their homework, classwork, and everything to do in ISS class, so you don't so you don't miss anything, right? She asked me, do you not have any work to do? As I'm sitting here reading a manga. I'm like, did you get any work? She says no. I'm like, well, there you go. Here's your answer. I do not have anything to do, because you have not gotten any work for me to do from any of my 6 classes for the 2 days that I'm there. So that was 2 days vacation from school pretty much for me. Thanks to Mr. Richie.
How old are you?
God bless Mr. Richie. And then...
There's got to be a way to find out what the Hive are planning.
I am old enough that I'm graduated
That
from
ghost
school.
we recovered found a library in their fortress called the World's Grave.
And then...
It's said to hold everything they know of Earth.
And then I walked into my classes,
I'll
right?
steal all I can.
And I asked each and every one of them after the 2 days of ISS, pretty much was a vacation, and I was just reading manga for the 2 days. But I walked into my classes and I asked each and every one of my teachers, one after the other, every time I walked into their class, hey, is there anything I missed while I was gone in ISS because I noticed I didn't get any work? Like, is there anything I have to do to catch up on work, right? Because I myself was a little curious. I was like, huh, I never got any work, right? Okay, well, I was chill with all my teachers, right? So, because my teachers and I were fucking chill. Especially my math teacher. That's the best part of the story right there, is my math teacher. And I'll get to him in a second, because my math teacher was 4th year. Right? So, I'd walk into all my classes, and they'd all say, oh yeah, we had some work, but it was just a little bit of classwork and maybe one simple thing of homework. Because I went into ISS, and when I went into ISS, normally they'd hand you the work, and so I wanted to know for the 2 days I was in ISS if I missed any work, because they didn't send me any, and I was a little confused. So I came into all my classes, I was like, hey guys, did I miss any work, right? They're like, oh yeah, we had a little bit of classwork, obviously, and like, we'd had 1 or 2 little things of homework, but you're good, you don't have to do it. It's fine. I'm like, okay, cool. So they just counted me as exempt for those days. Then comes in my math class. Math class was the best fucking part of the story right here. So I went in the math class that day. And I asked my math teacher. I was like, yo, me and my math teacher chill as a fucking bee, okay? Like, we were chiller than a fucking ice cube. So...
Like smoke together chill?
Yeah. But no. Yeah, but no. So, like... me and my math teacher, I'd walk up to him and I was like, yo, is there anything I missed? Because
really tore into the
I wanted to know. And I was naturally good at math, okay? Because here's the thing. I'd walk into math and I would, what was it? I'd walk into the math class and I'd, like, if we had a test or something, I'd just walk in, do the test, which was like and I did it within less than a minute, and the rest of the class was still doing it while I was just sitting there, happy as could fucking be, right? Okay. They all got a little upset about that, but me, math teacher, we were chill. Me and him talk about art, we talk about food, we talk about movies, we talk about whatever we could, because we were just chill people. Me and him were like good friends, pretty much, you know? So, I walked to my math class after my 2 days ISS, and I was like, yo, is there anything I missed while I was gone, or like, what's happening, right? And he says, oh yeah, we had some classwork, a little bit of homework. This past day, which was the second day that I was on ISS, he says, this past day, we actually had a test. I'm like, oh, do I have to do the test? He's like, no, you're good. I gave you 100, you're good. He's like, sweet! I don't have to do it. I just free 100 on the test. That's great. I could do for that. So, I just kept on going the rest of my life after that. So, I went from having a beanie to going into ISS, getting 2 days vacation from school, and getting a free 100 on a test that I didn't have to take. I was like, dude, that's the best fucking shit I could have ever asked for from near expulsion. And that's the story of the day that I nearly got expelled from high school, nearing my graduating day. Oh yeah, Administrator Joe was a douche. No one in school liked him. I'm surprised he never complained from any time between 9th to 12th grade, because this was all in high school. Like, I was like, dude, 9th to 12th grade, freshman to senior year. You never complained to me once about it until I'm 3 fucking weeks between now and graduating high school as the senior on graduating day, you know? Man, period. All day. You fucking know it. But yeah, that's the story of my near expulsion turned free 100. Free 100 and a vacation.
Free my nigga Italian.
This is the key to the grave. I know where we're headed.
Because I was fucking in and chill with all my teachers, and they all thought that story was fucking beautiful. They heard the story because of communication and talk, because, you know, word goes around fast in school. So, especially in my school, considering I knew a lot of people and a lot of kids saw me when he yelled at me and was like, oh shit, what's going on? So, word went around fast, especially to my teachers, with all the people that were in my classes and shit, and they're like, dude, did you hear so-and-so, you got yelled at by so-and-so, and might be getting expelled. He got put in ISS, and they're all like, oh shit, and, right? So, word got spread fast, and all my teachers heard about it, and all my teachers were on my side, apparently. And so, because I was in with all my teachers, I got free vacation for 2 days out of school, pretty much, and a free 100. I was like, fuck yeah. It was great. Because Administrator Joe was the only person in the school that hated me. Everybody else loved me. I was a great fucking student. Considering I never listened to a word my teacher said, I'd sit in class, I'd walk in class, put in earbuds, listen to music, and start drawing. I'd stare at a piece of paper and draw every day. I would never listen to a word my teachers would say, and I'd still pass every one of their classes with 100. Yeah, that's because I did all my work, and I aced all my tests. Because I absorbed information. I was one of those people that absorbed information. Like, I didn't have to listen, I just absorbed it through ear, whether I was trying to or not. So I did my work, and I
There it is.
aced all my fucking tests, and that was that. Like, so my teachers loved me because I was a great student, but oh yeah, dude, I really hated it when I had like people that had the hats and they'd walk in behind me in class, right? Teachers wouldn't say anything about me wearing a beanie, but the second a kid walks in wearing a hat or a hood, they say, take off the hat or hood, right? Then the kid would point at me and he'd say, oh, but he can wear a hat? I'm like, hey, shut up. Let me do this. It's my thing. I'm not wearing a hat. Right? So, I was like, let me do my thing. Don't try and get me in trouble, because you did.
But a beanie is a hat.
No, a beanie's not a hat. It's a piece of cloth that sits on your head.
Yes, so's a hat. A hat's just a piece of cloth with a piece of cardboard in it.
Nah, a hat is a fabric. A hat is a fabric with cardboard. There is a huge difference. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but it's quite the difference. Because one you just sort of lay on your head, the other you actually have to put on your head.
There's so much. They've broken the Bekenstein limit.
And a beanie is just her style. If anything, a beanie absorbs heat.
Yeah, see, you're still blocking out light, ain't you?
Nah, but I wore mine like halfway up my head was the thing. Mine showed more hair than it actually did cover my head. I wore mine halfway up my head is the thing. Yeah, with this, like, when it's sagging in the back a little bit, right? That's how I wore mine. Oh, and man, Senior Joe just got really pissy at me. Yeah.
Okay, I've got it all. There's unbelievable stuff in here.
I've gotten into a fight
Hive have
before.
seen thousands
what a
of worlds
goody-goody.
taken by the darkness, and
I
they've
got
been
into a fight
seeding
once.
Earth for centuries, waiting for their gods to return.
Mm-hmm.
I'll warn the city.
Yeah, he lost.
Let's get out of here.
No, I didn't lose. Considering I'm a slender-looking dude and I don't look tough, I have actually little to no fat on me, and I am quite tough. You know how many people I surprised with that? Like...
I'm more of a lover, not a fighter.
Like, dude, the first time people actually realized how fucking like strong I actually was back in PE at some point. We had to carry hurdles across the fucking football field to put them up, right?
Just get a Snapchat or is that
And
me?
hurdles are apparently very heavy. I didn't know that. I was carrying about 4 or 5 at a time, just fucking trucking them across the field. While others are just carrying like 1 or 2. I'm over here carrying like 4 or 5. I'm like, I got this. Let's go. So... But... Dude... That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, y'all should like stop doing that character single and like get a raid team or something.
Where's Dizzle?
Well, then why don't you get something?
Is Dizzle still here, or... I thought Dizzle joined you, because he left us.
Wait, how do you not have anything? What do you mean? How do you not have anything?
He doesn't have DLCs. The farthest he can get in the story is up to Atheon.
Oh, what the? Dude.
That's why I was gonna help him out real fast. He's only at like level... He's only at like level 8 or 9.
But what? You're modding on Destiny?
Hmm. Oh my god, look, I found a Dizzle. But it does.
Oh, fuck, I'm about to die.
I have so many people I have to talk to now. Holy hell.
Memory. What can we do for you? Be careful.
I remember the days when my cousin and I would like play, but I'd sit like right next to him, right? We'd do split screen on Call of Duty, like, yeah, but I wasn't at my house at the time. And he had a PlayStation as well, so me and him would just split screen on PlayStation, right?
Dude,
Playing like
fucking
gun.
nigger!
We'd play like gun game on Call of Duty, right? And every time I killed him, he could not get near me. So I'd kill him instantly, constantly. He'd be like, dude, you're hacking. I'm like, I'm sitting right next to you. How could I hack? You'd see it. It was so funny. He just constantly tried to blame me for hacking. I'm like, dude, what am I doing to hack?
You don't know
How's
that.
life out past the wall, Hunter?
Dead orbit wants a ranking update.
When I lost my light, I knew I could never...
Says the guy that plays GTA with G-codes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Anything for you? All done, all done.
Can I help you?
There are online games that do have cheats. Like GTA does have cheats for online.
Really don't, not online.
Ah.
Boundaries are uncovered. The consensus sought of it.
Your return was we have much that could help you. Yes, very good. There is still much to do and learn beyond this city. There are ghosts searching.
I gotta go talk to Raoul again. Dude. Best GTA cheat code ever was on Vice City. You could spawn in a Rhino tank anytime. Play as Storm. You could play as Storm from X-Men. Like... It was amazing.
The hunter found these engrams on that looks very solid. Always interesting.
Ah, dude! I loved spawning in the Rhino, and then just flying across the map with the Rhino by aiming fucking barrel backwards and constantly blasting it. If you aimed it backwards and if you drove forward, aimed the barrel backwards and just fired constantly, you can make your tank fly, and it was just the best.
Dude,
Yeah.
GTA fucking San Andreas was the best one. San Andreas, nah, San Andreas was the best.
Checking for bounties, Guardian.
Nah, it's Vice City all the way.
I remember that was the first GTA I ever played with San Andreas. It was fucking awesome.
You never played the original GTA?
I played GTA 1, 2, and I played Vice City. I played all of them.
We can't fail again.
Okay, so it was just San Andreas was just the first one you played before all the others.
Yeah.
I am authorized to transmit bounties, Guardian.
Warlock Tower.
I loved finding as much Easter eggs as you could. Yeah, I'm ready to go, waiting on you. Second and dance. I want to show you something. Hop my head and dance. Get on my head and dance. I say, dance. Dance. Yep.
Alright.
You can get higher if you have more people.
Let's do fucking Atheon, then.
He's a
Oh,
level.
you're still not...
He's a level
Jesus
9.
Christ! Dude, the game's been out for...
On this
Dude,
account.
the game's been out for years.
He modded money into real life. A miracle.
Wait, what was a miracle?
The fact that he gained money.
How do you get a lot of money like that?
Hi, Prod.
Inheritance?
Definitely inheritance.
Alright, I'll try to get as low as light as I can. All my primaries are 400. Fuck.
Urgent transmission incoming on all
Fuck
channels. From the speaker.
Everything I own is 400.
We believe the Hydra
That's my warlock.
engaged in a ritual that is draining the traveler of its light.
Yeah.
Whatever power they wield must be understood and destroyed.
All my low gears in the fucking...
This ritual could be happening in any one of their thousands of chambers. If we can find cracks deep enough, I can map the entire Hive Fortress.
Ah, no Fortnite. Not tonight. We're all about reminiscing with the good old days of Destiny. You know, if we killed those people back there, we probably would have leveled.
Alright, lowest I can go is 375.
Wow. What a nub. The lowest I can go. Super high.
Hey, rats. All my low gears in storage.
I mean, you're good. See, the lowest I could go when I'm at full, like max light, from like I can go from 400 all the way down to like 20 something, because
Yeah.
I just do the most bullshit stuff. You could do it anytime. What do you mean? Look.
I don't have my gear with me.
No, you don't have to have your gear with you. You can pull it out anytime.
What do you
Look.
mean?
Look. Go to your progress inventory, go to your record book, Rise of Iron, and then reopen all of the armor things. It gives you armor that for, yeah, it just gives you a crap load of 3 light armor. Yeah, it gives you a crap load of 3 light armor. When you're a max level, if you want to lower your light level, you can do that. That's what I did to reach light level 25, 24. As I can go from light level 400 all the way down to light level 20 something at level 40. I'm not a cheater. I just take advantage of what's mine. And then I use a mask that has light level 0, or that has a 0 defense, and boom. Not the starting armor, but you can get like light level. You can get 3 attack or 3 defense armor from.
Dude, this level 7 fucking
What is
bandit
it?
just took 3 shots.
Yeah. You just reopen the boxes. You just go into the Rise of Iron record book, and you could reopen every one of the iron armor boxes.
Yep. You guys really not gonna scan the cracks?
That's in the progress area.
It's in progress. I don't know if they had them. I don't know if they'll have them because he doesn't have the expansions. It should be on the left. It should be like a brown.
Yeah, and you don't have any of the DLCs. That's why you don't have it. Playing standard Destiny. He's a level 9.
Aren't you guys doing the mission?
He can go up to Atheon, and that's the farthest he can go.
Oh, and he can't even do the hard mode.
But he can't do Atheon right now. Atheon's the farthest he can go in story, but he can't get to it yet. He's only unlocked Moon. He's the level 9. Unless you wanna, yeah.
Yeah, but what? I don't think he's understood.
Dude, the Vex Metaclast is an amazing auto fusion. Ha ha, what? Hi. Well, if you don't know how to do a part, I can do that part for you. Or show you how to. That's because I am the OG.
You're interesting. Not entirely interesting, but you have promise.
And it's a good method.
I don't know. I'm losing the signal.
Guardian, I know what you're about to do. It's brave. But there are enemies out here you would not believe.
Out where?
I mean, in D2, because... Yeah, in D1, I always kept with the very effective methods, and I taught everybody how to do it, and I'd play with different fire teams all the time, but I would always lead them and teach them. I come in D2 now, and I just hop in with different fire teams all the time, like I always do, and I play with different people every day on raids, like I used to on D1. But this time, I know how to do the raids, but I'm not the one teaching everybody, because apparently everybody else wants to teach instead of me. I'm like, okay, fine. Don't listen to the beautiful stories I have to tell. The way I teach them is not quite the normal way, but it's always a beautiful way that makes you laugh and quite understand it in every unimaginable way, but you still understand it. I can compare fucking the light ogres and the light knights at Oryx to Shrek and Donkey, and how fucking Donkey is Shrek's prostitute. And yet, everybody would still understand what the hell I'm talking about when I say, hey, keep Shrek's prostitute the fuck away from his balls, and you're good. And everybody would be like, okay, I completely understand. Right? And then they'd just kill the fucking Shrek, keep the prostitute donkey away, and we good, because no one likes a sugar daddy. Like, that's just how it worked. I'd say the stupidest, funniest stories, but everybody would always understand when I was teaching.
Yo, hey, Louis, come over here.
I made it simple and yet relatable, and it made you laugh. Now I go into D2, and I'm not allowed to tell my stories, because people just don't want me to teach anymore. I go in, we do raids, and I play raids about 500 different ways, and never once do I play it with the same type of playstyle. Oh yeah,
There's a chest over here.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. On D1, I always taught people, and I made it great. But oh shit! Ah. But I always played with different people, and we always had the same run through, right? I come into D2. We always do different run-throughs, and I'm still always playing with different people, but I always do different run-throughs every time, and it's never the fucking same. I can never... and it always takes about a minute to get used to what I'm doing. You want me to inspect your character, Prod?
No?
Oh. Prod, wearing that full Harrowed gear. I deleted all my Harrowed gear.
Yeah, King's Fall is my favorite.
Dude, in D2, they need to make more raids like King's Fall and Vault of Glass.
Remaster all these.
Yeah, they should they need to make more raids like King's Fall, Vault of Glass, and all the raids from D1 because. And even Crota, like, because I loved all the jumping puzzles and all the, like, I don't know, obscure straight lines, I guess. Like, it was always a straight line from beginning to end, but it was always sort of obscure. Like, in Destiny 1 with the Crota raid, you'd go through a fucking pitch-black maze and you'd run into holes by accident every 3 minutes. Even if you knew what you were doing, you'd still run into a hole by accident. Even if you're a pro and you knew what you were doing, you'd still jump into a hole every few times you do the raid because it's always just such an obscure area. It's just pitch black after all. Like it was confusing. It was good jump puzzles, and yet it was still a straight line for you to follow. You were like, okay, I just got to go this way. You hop into D2, you do some raids, and it's like, okay, I'm going to the right, then the left, then the forward, then the back, and I'm like, you're going 500 different directions. It's a fucking labyrinth over there. You know? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You have me thinking over here like fucking Leroy Jenkins. I'm just like, whoo, okay, wandering in a room, hoping I don't die. Like...
the darkest of all the Hive's chambers.
Holy shit, man. Not right now. We're currently doing... How the hell did that miss? This bitch just tracked onto it and still missed it. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Oryx was. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Oryx was born a woman, just like his sisters. Killed a worm god, stole its wings, became a male. Took its power. He took its wings. Yeah, that's pretty much what they did. They made all the Hive pretty much, because no one really knows how they gender orient these days. The Hive have become the wizards are women. Yeah, but here's the thing. They've made it this point in day to where the Hive are pretty much an asexual species. They don't need a mate to procreate. But, like, dude, they need to make more jumping puzzles, even in the new raids, because the new raids don't even have much jumping puzzles, and even if they do, it's not so fun like in King's Fall, where you're going from one jumping puzzle to another jumping puzzle. Like, you know how fun it was in King's Fall to go from jumping across swinging lanterns to jumping across ships to then trying to find your way around this big fucking pillar of a door. Like, oh my god, D1 raids are the best raids. Shit! Fucking Thrall just took off one of my golden gun shots by running in front of it. So instead of killing the guy with 3 golden gun shots, instead I got 2 in and just golden gun to Thrall. But yeah, it's not as like unique, nor does it have like,
What is this thing?
nor does it have that fun side of it where it's like, yo, I can play this hours on end doing the same thing non-stop and still feel that thriving happiness of, oh hey, I'm always gonna find some new fun shit to do. Even Borderlands did a good way of doing that, or Gearbox did a good way of that with Borderlands. Like, you could do the same thing 100 times over and still get new stuff.
You like Mad Max?
But yeah, and now you hop on like D2 and it's like, oh hey, you do one thing, here you are, you're guaranteed this or this. Like, you complete one room, like if you complete the gauntlet room, right, where you're running in a donut, then okay, it's either pulse rifle, legs, or just submachine gun. That's it. And then you go to the bathhouse. Chess piece. Yeah. Exactly. You don't even have to do the raid to get the full armor set, is the thing. Like, D2 doesn't do it right like D1. D1 just, they held it right. I understand the facts. I can't speak today. I understand the fact that, like, they wanted to get rid of the grimoire effects. They wanted people to keep the fact of, they don't want to hide their story in grimoire. Yeah, like, originally in D1, they hid pretty much 90% of their story in the grimoire that you had to farm for. That made it really fun, because you could constantly do the same mission over and over again, doing different things to get different grimoire, and gain more story. That's why it made it so fun. The grind was fun. You could constantly do the same thing. Then you hop into D2. There's no grind. There's no grimoire, because they wanted to get rid of that. They wanted to keep all the story right there, right in front of you, within the 5 missions they're given. Okay. But then they bring in DLCs. DLCs Oh my god, they fucked that up terribly on D2, okay? You got DLCs D1, massive extensions. They give you raids, they give you about 10 to 20 new missions that you have to do amongst different planets. They're not even always on the same planet. Sometimes it's all on one planet, other times it's across multitudes of planets, right? And you'd fight the same enemies. But you'd be like, yo, like, this is cool, this is good. But then you'd hop in D2, and they shove a DLC down your throat. Okay, but all it is 5 new missions, about 4 or 5 new exotics, and that's it. What the fuck? And then about 35 legendaries. Whether weapons or armor, they don't care. Like, they don't do much. They lose their story when they do that, and like, it took them till the Rasputin DLC to bring in a gun that everybody has been asking for the longest time, which is the fucking Black Spindle. They finally brought that back.
Snipers aren't as famed as they are in D1.
Yeah. But, like, it took them till Rasputin to... Like, I could understand bringing back about, like, 20% of exotics and legendaries, because it is a continuous... But if they're gonna do something like that, they need to make it sort of keep with the Destiny's flow. Yeah, because, like... Yeah, like a Destiny remaster. They need to keep with the flow. They didn't keep with the flow. They just went off on a new barrel, and they're like, okay, like, your character comes in at the start of D2, flying around as if nothing's fucking happened, and all these people are just gone, and you're just supposed to accept it like you have never saved anybody's lives or the world in fucking D1. They don't even mention anybody except for Eris. That's it. They don't mention any of the fucking people you kill here, like Atheon, Crota, or Oryx. You don't hear Zol trying to avenge his dead brethren of Oryx and Crota, the Hive, God, and Prince. You know? Like... And then, even for the making of new characters, like, just the story, not even adding DLCs, just the straight story, right? Well, no, actually, this might be, yeah, this is the Osiris DLC, I think, actually. But, like, the story of the Osiris DLC, right? You got the fucking big Vex bastard at the very end of the story, right? And you gotta kill him. He's pretty much just a fucking Vex Oryx. That's all he is. He's a big-ass fucking Vex Hydra with wings, like Oryx is a big-ass knight with wings. Oryx is just a big-ass knight with wings that he stole from somebody else. The dude from D2 is a big-ass Hydra with metallic wings that he stole from somebody else. That's not the worst part. They aren't thick. But, like... I love how that's your biggest worry. They aren't thick. Like, dude, I will say, yeah, like, they said they were gonna change a lot of things. They didn't change much. A lot of people, when they heard change, they're like, ooh, they're gonna maybe change, like, the class setup, so that you, when you're making a character, you can actually do more than just 6 faces, 6 different colors, 6 this and that. Like, you know how many people they've kicked off their team? Dude, hold up. The initial story writer, they made him delete half his story and try to rewrite it within 2 days before he quit and said, fuck you all. Their initial music man for D1, who made the fucking amazing music that we have now for D1, quit on D2 because they fucked him over too. Like, Bungie and Activision have really screwed themselves over when preparing to make D2. That's the whole thing about it. Yeah, is Forsaken is their last redemption. It's like, if they don't do great with Forsaken and bring the story and everything back after what everybody's already had to go through and everything the community has said to Bungie and Activision, they will lose everybody that ever has played Destiny 2. They will lose all their Destiny 2 YouTubers that stream for them. They will, yeah, everybody will go back to either Destiny 1 or just not play D2 or D1 at all. That's the thing. They're gonna lose almost all their fan base. They're gonna go, everybody's gonna go straight to Destiny 1 and just play the Legacy style, which was the good way. Or they're just gonna lose everybody in total because they've fucked up for the 3rd time in a row and people are getting tired of getting screwed over. They're gonna... like, they're losing their entire fan base. And they did it all to themselves, is the sad part about it.
Does Xur even come in D1 anymore?
Xur still comes here on Destiny 1, yeah. He's only in tower, as always, but... the guy, like, doesn't actually give much.
Oh, now it's Monday, right?
Yeah, and it's Monday as well, so he's not here today.
Package for Banshee. Oh dear. Tick, tick, tick.
And besides, like, even on D2, they still haven't fixed a lot of their problems with, like, Crucible either. Like, Crucible, people loved Crucible because of the mass 6v6 chaos you could create. There's not mass 6v6 chaos you can create now with a 4v4 person match, you know? Now it's 6v6 because they fixed that, but then, like, but it took them so long to fix that, you know? They should have done that from the start. Yeah, they did that too. And then there's the fact that, like, Sparrow Racing. Everybody loves Sparrow Racing. They had the Dawning event, which we were all happy they brought back in, but they still haven't... They never brought back a Halloween event. They did Christmas and then straight to Valentine. They haven't had a New Year's event. And they just, again, Christmas, Valentine. There's so much stuff they never added into the game that they could have. And they just didn't.
I don't like Trials of Osiris on D2 either. It's
yeah,
terrible.
Trials of Osiris is terrible on D2. It was...
Oh God.
It's just not the same. How long have I been
But they still
streaming?
got Halo too.
I have to do this for a quick second. Oh wow.
I haven't played Halo since Halo Reach.
I've been streaming for an hour and 40 minutes. Well, this is just going to be a very long stream.
ruins older than...
Okay, so what I need to do is...
Reach.
There we go.
And a little bit of Halo Wars, but I don't like Halo Wars. Yeah. That was alright.
Halo games are a good game.
I don't like us getting dragged out here, not being able to get the lay of the land.
I can't find
I will
any
say,
person
I
who
do
loves
nearby.
miss the fact that I can't play Halo now that I don't have Xbox. Oh, and dude, speaking of guns, like, listen, they really need to fix the way they buff and nerf shit on D2. Cause, hold up, D1, if you were to buff a weapon, they barely buffed it, but they buffed it in a good way, you know? Like, it was just enough that it was better, but it wasn't the most overpowered gun in the game. It was just equally
Graviton
great.
Lance.
It was equally great as a great weapon. Then you had an overpowered weapon like the fucking Gallahorn. They nerfed it to all hell, or the Thorn, both overpowered as fuck. They nerfed it to all hell, and you could still immensely use it like a god. It was all about like the way they nerf stuff and buff stuff. It was just like the slightest. Yeah, like the way they did stuff, it was like they did it in the slightest amounts on D1, and it was good that way. That they slightly nerfed it and they slightly buffed it just a little bit here and there. That's made it awesome. It made it good because it was still good in its own way, whether they buffed it or nerfed it, because it was all about how you played with it, you know. But then you come into D2. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna play with, I don't know, Midnight Sun, or whatever the fucking gun is called. Midnight, whatever, the legendary that has the explosive rounds. Yeah. That Midnight gun, whatever. So, you play with the Midnight, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna go in with Midnight. One day you're going in with Midnight, killing everyone with a nameless Midnight, shooting them, right? You're a god with a nameless Midnight. You come in the next day, oh my god, they've buffed scout rifles, but then they also decided to buff the Graviton, because no one's ever used it. They buffed the fucking Vigilance, because no one really uses that except for in a few different things of, you know, PvE, and they want you to use it more for PvP. But the way they buffed just those two guns was massive buffs, plus the scout rifle and buff, made the fucking Graviton overpowered, and they buffed pulse rifles as well, because not enough people use those apparently either. So they double buffed those guns, single buffed everything else of those categories, and it was just immense buffage. Like, it wasn't a slight buff like they used to. You could immensely debuff or nerf a Gallahorn, and it wouldn't nerf as much as they would have, as much as they fucking buffed those two guns, you know? Like, they had to buff some guns in D1, right? Like the fucking Suros at times. They had to buff auto rifles for Suros at points. They had to buff the Suros itself. Suros at one point became a good auto rifle. So did Monte Carlo because of that. It was a fight between Suros and Monte Carlo as to which one was the better auto rifle in D1. But, like, oh my god. Where the hell am I going, by the way? I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just wandering around while talking. But it was like, after about 10 buffs for the Suros and Monte Carlo to actually be good, because of how much they had to slightly buff it in D1. Okay, you get 1 to 2 buffs in D2, and it's already about 3 times more buffage than it ever took for 10 buffs just to get the Suros good in D1. Like, dude, there's no way you can go from 10 buffs in D1 to 1 to 2 buffs doing 3 times more buffage than that in D2. That's... They buff way too hard and way too much on D2. Yeah, like... 2 minutes into the game, you realized, oh shit, everything's overpowered and they don't know what they're doing. Yep.
Fuck. Seen this without.
That's why right there. Trust me, once you reach level 20, the
Detecting Vex.
shit goes to the fucking wall.
We're surrounded. The coordinates lead here? What is it? Let me get a closer look.
Oh yeah. You get an exotic gun and an exotic armor piece right at the start of the game. Not like D1, where you actually had to farm for all of them. But you go into... Yeah, you go to D1 and you actually have to farm for exotics. You go into D2 and it's like, oh hey, by the way, we're gonna give you 2 exotics right off the bat. Helmet, or we're gonna give you fucking armor and
No, it's
weapon.
Better find some
By the way, in case you didn't know, 2 of the like exotics we're giving you at the start of this are gonna be some of the most overpowered ones ever as well. Because one of them is a hand cannon that's pretty much a fate bringer. And then the other one, well, it's just the most overpowered scout rifle in the game now because we decided to overly massively buff the game. And I'm like, what the fuck? You can't do that. What weapons? The weapons you get at the beginning of the game? Of D2? You get the Graviton Lance, you get the Sunshot. Sunshot is a... Yep, the Sunshot is pretty much a D2 version of a Fatebringer. Again, extremely overpowered. Then you get the Graviton Lance, the most overpowered pulse slash scout ever. And then you get, let's see, oh yes, the fucking... well, nah, they give you the cold... They end up giving everybody the Cold Heart at some point. Yeah. But the Cold Heart is overpowered for bosses on D2. In raids. Well, and then, let's see, what else was there? Oh yes, the third one was the Risk Runner, which is again great for heroic strikes. So you had the Risk Runner, great for strikes, right? You have the Graviton Lance, which is great for Crucible. Then you had the Sunshot, which was good for Crucible and great for PvE. It was good for both P and other Ps. So it was a choice between 3 really good. Yeah, it was like it was a choice between some of the 3 best exotics you could ever start a game off with.
I chose the Sunshot.
I chose Graviton at on my first time, but that was way before they even nerfed it. That was when they first got it. And then I deleted it soon after, because I was like, yeah, because I deleted it soon after, and I was like, dude, this gun fucking sucks. Oh my god, I chose it. Why? And then now you come in, and the Graviton's fucking most overpowered weapon in the game. Well, it turns out, oh hey, by the way, everybody, we're gonna give you the best weapon the game has to offer right at the start. Who the fuck does that? Like, I've never seen a game give you the best weapon in the game at the start of the game. Like, not even Call of Duty's ever done that. I mean, they do, but they don't, you know? like Call of Duty's smart if Call of Duty, like if they're gonna give you the game, they make you work for it, but they give it to you at the start. You know? Like if you're in zombie mode, okay? The best weapon in fucking zombie mode is a maxed out punch or fucking pack-a-punch starting weapon. Whatever their starting weapon is, it's always the best weapon if you pack-a-punch it to its max. Because then you can dual wield it and shoot grenades or some shit, you know? It's always like a dual wielding grenade launching pistol. And it's the most overpowered fucking gun in the game.
Mustang and Sally.
But then they always make you work for it because you have to unlock the pack-a-punch. You have to fucking keep the fucking low ass, weak ass fucking standard starting one. But
well fought.
And then, speaking of that, now that we're in an actual video,
we haven't got much time.
Who are
Elsie
you?
Bray, yeah.
Why have you been
I don't even have time to explain why I don't have time.
I know, right? Why don't they ever do that in D2 as well? That's another thing. We don't talk anymore.
I wasn't talking to you, little light.
We only talked like 4 times in D1.
Many guardians fell.
But like,
strong ones.
we don't talk anymore in the games. We barely do in D1, which is sad because our characters actually sound amazing, depending on how you you know, use your character. How you make your character changes how they voice, how they sound, how they everything.
They brought us here.
And can you not? I'm on a stream.
Despises other evil.
Listen, can you not? Because 1, I'm streaming this on YouTube. 2,
no.
I'd rather not. I'd rather not have you.
But I believe.
Listen, I'd still rather not have people moaning. It could still echo through other people's mics, and I just don't.
Have you heard of the Black Garden?
We can do some Uno. I can go for some Uno.
Uno? Really? Uno? People? Really? Uno?
Don't judge the Oons.
I am.
Pleb, you're a level 0.
The Oons? Really? You just say the Oons? Really? Oons? Don't judge the Oons. Wow. Okay. Don't deep throat your freaking mic, dude. That's not cool.
But, oh my god. They just effed up D2 so much. Nice.
He's a douche and schnitzel. Creeps and weirdos.
Yeah, let's do something, man. Boys.
We could all go into Crucible together. Do some Sparrow racing
We
or something.
This
dude is still in D1, yeah, but they do on D1 still. That's another thing. We need to get that back on D2.
Where is it? Private match?
It's on private matches only, yeah. Huh? It's on private matches. You don't need DLC for private matches, I'm pretty sure.
No, you don't.
So I guess after this match, you guys can join us in orbit and we'll do some Sparrow racing? Yeah? You know, I used to, back on D1, the original time before D2 was even a thing, I used to always create a character and then level them up through nothing but Crucible. Because Crucible was always the fastest way to level up.
And blue guns are OP in Cruci.
Like, I'd run in Crucible and I'd just shit on people with whatever gun I had, whether it was a sniper or a shotgun. I prefer snipers, but hey. So, but,
Can use something here? Just between you and
by the way, you guys can join us. We're in the
This is my
tower,
only
so.
favorite. Keep this charged. Keep your head down.
Wow! You extremophile, pedophile, freaking cocksucking, all douchebag, dude. Oh my gosh, it's your boy, Skinny Penis.
I don't need you people
Yo.
doing that on the stream.
Did you whisper to it? Ha 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 ha. Did you hear the whisper of the worm? Ha.
Nice.
Oh.
Well, this is the end of my stream, actually. So, we'll start another one soon. Have a good day.
You have 3
See you
people
next
watching
time.
the stream.
It means you're a baboon, and I am
Demons.